Hey folks, happy gloriously sunny Saturday. If you've been like me, glued to the set, watching that horror show of Celebrity in the Jungle, particularly last night, stick with me for a couple of minutes so I can share my view. Because I've been watching some of the reactions coming out of the jungle. And what struck me wasn't the challenge or even the outcome, it was the people. Because situations like that don't just test you physically, they reveal you. And then there were a few moments that really made me think. You had someone who wanted to stay, doing it for his kids, pushing through a reason which was bigger than himself. And then suddenly that's all taken away from you. Not for his own choice, through someone else's decision. Now I understand people have their reasons, we all do. And this is where this particular episode or series became so complicated. Because on one hand, there was mention of a personal reason, a sick parent. And nobody can question that because family always comes first. Always. But then on the other hand, it was also framed as a business decision. Checking the contract, knowing the terms, walking away with a full entitlement. Almost like the plan was to go in, do a period of time and leave on those terms. And when you hear both sides, it leaves you thinking. Was it emotional? Was it strategic? Was it both? Because when your decision directly impacts on someone else's journey, it doesn't sit neatly as just business, because it becomes something more. And then there's the other layer, how we speak to people along the way. The comments, the tone, the digs. Sometimes subtle, sometimes not, but they land, always. And when someone is already under pressure and exposed and away from everything familiar, those words start to carry weight. What I always come back to is this. Pressure doesn't change people, it reveals them. How you act, how you speak, and how you always treat others. Especially when it's uncomfortable. That's where character shows. And I think that's why it resonates with so many of us. Because if we're honest, most of us have experienced some version of this. You know, there we are watching a TV show, but there we are thinking about ourselves and actually reliving moments where we've experienced this personally. Being let down, feeling overlooked, being spoken to in a way that doesn't sit comfortably with us. Maybe at work, maybe in relationships, maybe even right now. Which then leads to a bigger question. Is this really what we want for entertainment? Watching people push to their limits, watching tension, conflict and discomfort for our enjoyment? Or does it just mirror things that we've already experienced in real life? Because sometimes it's not just a show. Sometimes it's a reflection. As always, please like, share, follow, do all the things you can to share these messages. I'm going to sit down and chill. I've done my walk. I've been out in the sun, going to go watch the football. But I will be delivering a Sunday sermon tomorrow. Take care and have a nice evening.